Sono Laguna, questo è What Remains of Edith Finch, la seconda parte, che oggi
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
che andremo a continuare ringraziando soprattutto il fatto che è un gioco praticamente solo di storia interattivo, quindi è anche facile da seguire.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Sai com'è? Nemmeno io racconterei a una persona che un mio parente dice di essersi trasformato in vari animali, aver mangiato persone.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Anche questo, voi direste mai che mio nonno stava costruendo uno scivolo a forma di drago perché un nostro parente è stato ucciso da un drago.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Rivango il fatto che questa famiglia qua è molto strana.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Direi che si infuriò.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Sai com'è se te ne vai con una casa intera per in giro per il mare?
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Mi piace sta cosa che si segna tutte quante le cose nel diario, i personaggi della storia.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Certo che una a 90 anni sembra... devo entrare su in sto schifo di bagno, cioè... Chi metterebbe mai quella roba in un bagno? Comunque c'è il fatto che sua nonna sembrasse più giovane di sua mamma a 90 anni, cioè...
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
A me fa abbastanza schifo. Sei dovuta salire sul water per aprirlo?
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Ecco, questa stanza qui è già più carina. Sicuramente due fratelli, uno con l'amante dello spazio e un amante dei sì, ranch, guerre, cose così, al solito. Norvegesi, americani, probabilmente questi sono più americani
I
che
knew Grandpa
norvegesi.
Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. And maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Sicuramente.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Posso crederci se suo fratello è morto. Oh, fighissimo questo. Voglio anch'io un libro così.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Direi. Se decido se aprire prima qui o andare dritto di qua prima.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Ah, sicuramente se non ha avuto più successo, ha avuto successo solo da bambina, sicuramente poi chissà che cosa avrà passato da adulta.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Ti prego, non farmelo giocare, non farmelo giocare, non farmelo
As a
giocare.
child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
No, per favore. È più complicato
And
quello.
as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Io non sopporto le cose horror, porca miseria. Perché mi fanno giocare ste cose qua?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fig rattled and grew still.
Porca di quella puttana.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Io mi chiedo perché devono farmi giocare ste robe qua, oh, porca di quella miseria, e non è neanche un gioco horror. Mi sono preso un colpo, ok.
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Forca's Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh merda.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Comunque è fatto molto bene questo testo qua, oltre al fatto che io faccio un po' di fatica, però...
It was coming from inside the house.
Oh mio Dio.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oddio.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Beh, che dire,
Edie told me
tutti
all Barbara
hanno una
wanted was to
storia
be
inquietante.
remembered. As absurd as that comic was, maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Dov'è che era il carillon?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Cosa? Una puntura antielettrica.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Chissà perché non me lo immagino, non lo sarei mai aspettato. Che ci fosse
I
un
remember
passaggio
asking
segreto.
Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Certo che mangiare sempre pesche.
Even a monster, a the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
So, dipende quanti anni hai, ormai. Se 30 anni che sei qua.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Già, ha ucciso tutti.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Vi ripeto un'altra volta, come se non si fosse capito, che io ho la fobia delle case. Se si
Whatever's
rivelerà
out there,
che è la casa che ha
I want you to
ammazzato
know
tutti,
I'm ready
scoppio.
for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Ah, ci credo, se in 30
I
anni
don't
si è
mind
mangiato
if I
solo
only
lo
have a week.
schifo.
Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
Artisticamente è veramente bello comunque il
I can
gioco.
already
Ora
imagine the
fare
sun.
la storia anche. È morto investito da un fottuto treno. Quello era quello che faceva tremare la...
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Mio Dio. Pesante come cosa. Veramente pesante.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Comunque. Direi che chiudiamo qui, in questo modo qua, con un altro membro della famiglia scoperto. Come sempre, se il video vi è piaciuto lasciate un like e iscrivetevi al canale. Io sono Laguna e alla prossima, ci vediamo.